Yeah, ready. We're on? Great. Hey folks, welcome back to another Play with the Devs. My name's Robert, and today with us we have Atlas. Atlas, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Hi, my name is Atlas. I'm a game designer here at thatgamecompany. I joined thatgamecompany around January 2017. Before that, I was kind of working on the indie game called Gemini, a journey of two stars, about two stars flying to the sky, which was inspired by Journey, made by that game
Yes.
company, obviously. And you know what? At that time, it was my mentor, and that's kind of a reason I came here. Um, I really like working on something that feels like meaningful and valuable to people and bring some positive changes to people. And that feels like something clicked to me as a value.
Awesome. Yeah, and today we'll actually be looking at the Vault with Atlas. But before we jump into that, actually, Atlas, if you want to start getting ready and hang out in the hub,
I
have a
see.
couple of announcements.
Yeah.
The first one, if you haven't already noticed, we have a very special guest with us today, Oreo,
Oreo.
here. I promise you he's real. It might not look like it, but he's definitely real sometimes. And yes, for those of you who have found Oreo in the game, this is the inspiration. In addition to that, we just want to apologize again for the trouble we've had over the last couple of days regarding server stability, the adventure pass, quest givers. A lot of this stuff is in preparation for future patches, and sometimes like floods, things go awry. But fortunately, we will be, if a lot of the stuff's already been fixed, we're fixing a few of the other issues, and we will also be providing everyone with, I believe, 15 season candles for the trouble of having to, not access the game or can't find the quest giver. So hopefully that'll kind of help, sort things out a little bit. We really appreciate everyone's feedback and communicating to us what they've been experiencing in the game. It helps us know exactly what's going on so we can find and fix these issues. And then we can have nice streams like this and have some fun. If you guys have any questions about that, or questions about today's stream or Atlas or this level, please leave them in the comments, and let's get to the fun stuff. So Atlas, looks like you're already in the vault.
Oh, yeah, some people are coming.
Yes.
Oh, I see a friend.
Are they wrestling? What's happening here? Oh, it's just one person.
Yeah.
They're wrestling with themselves, I guess.
Maybe.
So you essentially designed this level. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration, how you got here, and where are my notes? Here they are.
Oh, I see. So this level is basically the first level I work on since I joined TGC. It has a very long history. At first, it was kind of a level added to the alt to kind of prepare everyone for the final brutality of the storm level, the Eden, the Eye of Eden. And at that time, we are thinking about how it's a place to prepare you for this such a challenge, and we're thinking about maybe it's a really good. What we want to do is basically prepare people for the mission ahead. They need to know the reasons or their cause, and they need to know like what is the meaning behind what they are doing. And this becomes a place to tell the story and reflect on your journey before you entering the storm. And basically, later we kind of decided this as a library setting that it restore, like kind of store the knowledge of the people living in the world of Sky. And I remember working with Tom Zhao, who was our concept artist at that time, and doing a lot of concept about how to make knowledge and elements of light combined together in this place. And then we come out with these lanterns and from those bookshelves kind of setting, so that you are basically visiting a place seemingly have a lot of mysterious and memories about everything, and it's also full of secrets. And the whole setup, it feels like a kind of vertical rather than kind of a horizontal exploration compared to other levels. And at that time, we have ideas about like dealing with the relationship between the creatures and the people, the nature and the civilization, and how we resolve the conflicts and the fallout of the whole society. And this is a place for that resolution or preparation for a peace of mind. So the whole tone of this kind of level is like very peaceful and romantic, and we are arranging the level like from the bottom to top. It's mostly like it is a civilization, a mode of man-made stuff at the beginning, and later it goes more and more surreal and more creatures coming in, more natural stuff.
So you answered a lot of what Faltrate, I believe, has asked about how is it some kind of preparation for Storm. I think others, including Faltrate, want to know like what specifically inspired the idea of creating the level like this, like kind of in this image. Why was this design the one that was decided on?
I think one thing that at that time Tom was presenting me the idea about making a kind of observatory. At that time, it was just the year after La La Land was released.
Yes.
And people loved that thing. And that was kind of an initial starting point for the final image. And later, because I want to make that transition between the human world and the creature and the surreal and the more kind of transcendent kind of phenomenon, it becomes more like a dream-like journey that you come from a realistic place, and later when you kind of accent, it feels like more dreamy and surreal-like, and there's a transition after this layer that I am playing on. If you can see later, maybe some players already know, but after this layer, we can see the transition. Later I will show.
And that actually kind of ties into the next question here, essentially about how does the elevator in the vault work? Does it raise kind of the star level once you activate it, but you're still inside the same room? What's kind of happening as the elevator rises?
Yeah, I was like, I hope to keep this open for interpretation. It's a kind of something that up to players to interpret. In my own kind of mind, I'm thinking about going for the dreamy and surreal and breaking a lot of the rule of physics, not making it that is very realistic, but kind of a sparking something that, oh, how do you think about this space? Are you in a real place, or are you in a dream place? Are you in memory or something? And later at the end of level, we do have something to hint at, but we are not going there yet. Maybe we should keep this.
So one of the players with us, Vonnie Millie, the one in the purple cape, says hi.
Hey. Oh, someone
Can you
is
see
here.
them? See if we can.
Anyone here?
I think it might be her right there.
Purple
Give
game?
them a good wave.
Hey. Hi.
Hello.
Actually, I haven't have the force, the emotes I wanted yet. Someone help me. I see
nice.
already 3 players here.
Yeah, looks like we got plenty of people for this door. Almost. Yes, teamwork makes the dream work, even in the vault.
Yep. This is a very very important design goal that I want to achieve. Like, if you want to prepare someone like the group for the hardship or challenge ahead, you want to bring them together. And my design is goal is trying to make sure that people have a time to see each other, to play with each other, and kind of it is a platform for people to dance together in the air. And if you see the structure of WoW, there's kind of maybe today the ancestor doesn't show up. Oh, this? Okay, that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
So what is this here that you're doing?
So this is basically a kind of a daily life of a librarian, and they kind of learning things from the book, and actually what they learn, and you can see, it's kind of and also this is a giant table that kind of taking a inspiration from the museum piece in the MoMA. When I was in New York, I visited. There was a kind of installation in the
that's right.
out of a children kind of a children's center. It is so huge that made people feels like kids.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing moment for me. Like bring myself back to kids. It's like I think Tiger once said that when a great man passed away, he kind of left his childhood to the world. And I like that sentence a lot. I think Sky to me is also again about bringing us back to childhood, where you can make friends without judging them, without like needing to know their background or how wealthy they are, or what kind of social status they are. You just play together and you're a friend, and there's no that kind of discrimination and judgment. It's just play. It's human play, and I think that's the beauty, part of a huge beauty of this game. So,
and as we've said before, you know, it's all kind of on that pillar of better together, you know, and having these kinds of doors where you work together to find secrets and work together to accomplish things, and having these little kind of precious moments with people, regardless of who they are, where they're from, as Atlas says. It's kind of the secret sauce, if you will.
It's kind of hard to play and talk at the same time. This is my first time doing it, so and following the player to let's go to the next place together.
And that's kind of the great thing about it too, is you know, especially with the hand holding mechanic, is allowing people to take breaks and kind of share that burden of traveling from place to place. You know, I know when I played other games, you know, if I'm lucky enough that it has a follow feature, you know, that'll give me the ability to kind of stick around. But, you know, if you don't have that, everyone's got to sit and wait for you. And in this case, it's like, hey, you know, I'll take your hand and I'll keep things moving. You know, you go grab your drink of water, use the restroom, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, I kind of like I'm that kind of a people that always follow people. When I play Sky, I enjoy that a lot, and I really enjoy that. Like some people taking pleasure of leading people to secret places, and farming candles sometimes, and I feel that the kind of connections and the leisure of just can talk to people when I'm playing, it's really something special to me. Compared to a lot of other experience I had online, which was all like intense, and you cannot like. Sometimes my mom asks me, "Hey, you need to eat some fruits or drink some water," and I cannot go away from my screen. But Sky is not that kind of game. It's a place that people will wait for you, and it's wonderful.
So we've got another question here, fresh off the presses by Fresh Fry Boy, who is a return viewer of the stream. Thank you for coming back and joining us again. Let's see. As Sky is vastly left up to interpretation, what kind of information do you believe would be stored in the vault? Do you think there would be sections in the library for specific interests, such as language or biology? That's a cool question, by the way. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What I'm thinking about is like the Sky, the whole development process of Sky. We have a background story for what the world currently is, and a story that is pre-story, which is like how the world is coming to the current state of now. And I think Wild is actually serving the purpose of kind of connecting these two and showing some hints about history and showing you what you are going to do next step. It's a kind of a bridge to talking about that. and I also trying to present a full reflection of like all the stories that in other levels, but in a more metaphoric way rather than a kind of literal way. So this level has a lot of things. If you see, for example, here there's two trees that you can kind of grow by lighting candles. It doesn't make much sense, but if you remember, we have these constellations, and this level is actually sort of intended to kind of remind you of the forest.
Yeah.
And even though there's no rain here.
So let's see. Pyrazol asks, did Vault of Knowledge change a lot from the earlier builds and versions of the game?
Yeah, we do have a lot of changes in the story. Part of the reason is that we want the story to support the gameplay. And the gameplay during the beta, we have to change because sometimes the system doesn't work out and it doesn't align with core value of like making people together and have positive relationship, and we need to change it. We also has a lot of to do with telling how kind of giving people that feeling of seeming about what they are doing as a mission to saving people and helping people.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like it changed a lot of the core, but the details is kind of iterating through the process.
Yeah. As an extension of that, Chicky asks, how did you decide on what elements to put in each floor in order to represent the different realms of sky? You already kind of mentioned the trees, while still giving them a vault-esque feel without slowing down the adventure.
Right.
So yeah, how did you guys kind of decide to pick and choose those different elements to represent the history in the different parts of the world?
Right. That's a very good question. For me, I kind of start from like multiple ways. I like to think in a way that how I combine the art, the gameplay, and the story together. And the first thing I was trying is that making sure that there are enough gameplay to support its many levels. Like at some point people say that it's too repetitive and not different enough, and you don't want to play so much. And I don't want people to feel that this is an endless level.
Right.
And making them feel that there is progression, and a lot of prototype apply. And then I was looking at which mechanics fits better with the story. And the whole idea before, like I mentioned, is like from kind of man-made or design to the cultural and creature, that kind of and also realistic to unrealistic or surreal kind of the transition gradual, and then later I look back. Now there is like the levels before then, and each level probably need to have something to represent. And I was looking at the Dom level. Previously it was more about the boat sending you, but the mechanics doesn't really fit with the game. Then we kind of take it out, and later trying to see what is the elements, and I was thinking about like Dom was a kind of a deserted place, and there is a secret place. If people have already visited, can see some reference about that.
That's awesome.
And there is a small pond there to reference the water there.
Yeah. That's fun.
And also like the second layer, like it was more about the jar and the butterflies.
Right. Yeah.
And I kind of put a secret door there and restore things there. The dining table is kind of a reference to the final elder of that level, because he gave me the impression of like he's a kind of daddy and family type of elder, and also the jar gave me a feeling of like, oh, there's a lot of food.
Let's see. So we have an interesting question here from Gemi27 or Gemi27. What is the story of the last floor of Vault, where you light the lanterns on the big cosmic creature before flying up to the island on the manta rays? What are the skeletons there for? Can you speak to any of that, or is that still shrouded in mystery?
I would like to keep it in mystery, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
but there is intention on that, and one thing like as a hint is that you can see the creature here in night is different from the creatures in other places.
Yeah.
And part of the reason is that I want to make this space as a dream and a kind of a memory, and the memory is not like isolated from the real world, the world in other levels, and you can kind of see the connection between that and that. And actually, in the fourth layer, where those small mentors and there was a kind of a mental shout best, and they also give you some hints about that.
Cool. Well, the mystery remains then. Let's see. We have another one from Sophie Pendragon. In the vault bottom floor, there's a group room that has to be opened. Will there end up being more secret rooms that lead to special adventures or remotes in the vault?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Yeah, in the vault bottom floor, there's a group that has a group room that has to be opened. Will there end up being more secret rooms that lead to special adventures and emotes in the vault?
I think yes.
Yes.
And probably pretty soon.
Yes.
I don't want to say what it is, but you should check it out when we have the updates.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah. We're always looking for opportunities to add new secrets, new adventures, and as we get feedback from the community, as we experience the game itself and just see how it grows, that's going to be one of the best ways to kind of expand the world and have more experiences. So yes, good question, and stay tuned to future patches, perhaps sooner than later. Let's see. Got some more questions coming in.
Someone is flying across my screen.
Avertuni, have you ever thought of giving developers a special cape? Maybe so during live streams, so we know who the right server, if we are in the right server or not.
I see.
I mean, I would love for us to get some, special dev swag, even if it's just an icon or a brand or a badge that like indicates to us or others like the devs are there.
I think one of the reasons that we don't support like special kind of dev abilities is to actually like I don't know, like a long time ago, John was talking to me about like maybe we shouldn't have any special abilities or steps. We should just play like players.
Yeah.
So that we are not play unfair and we can understand like how people are facing in the level and enjoy what people enjoy and suffer what people suffer and know what to fix.
And know it, yeah. So we've got one more question before we wrap up because we're running out of time here. So let's see, Delusion Exley, hope I said that right. Why was the vault named Vault of Knowledge? And what was the inspiration behind, the rising part of the vault?
I see. I think the rising is kind of a combination, like it has some similarity of the tower level of journey, and also have some similarity of the game I made before about ascending to the stars, and also part of the reason of that is we also want to give people a feeling of ascending, like you are reaching to a place that you wasn't before, and you are realizing something that you didn't realize before. It's kind of a transcending from the mundane to the more kind of I don't know how to say that, like holy or kind of more state.
Yes,
of mind.
More divine and opened.
And also the kind of an elevator is more of gameplay and game feel, emotional kind of a requirement to design that. Like previously try something similar to Journey that you can just get charged and you fly and away, but it didn't feel really good on iPad because most of the time you don't have really good control about like horizontal movement and vertical movement at the same time, and sometimes it conflict with the camera a lot when you have two fingers and moving that way or not. It's just made things like really struggling and hard and not as peaceful and relaxing as this level should be.
Yeah.
Then later I think maybe I can try something else, and then I have tried some mechanics in previous prototypes of my own, and think that maybe there's a good idea to just push people a little bit. And there was also some mechanics that when you light up, there's some particles push you up, and it can also be extended in the future to be more platforming and kind of and also kind of alive with the idea that you are dancing in the air, but you don't need to worry too much about the vertical movement when you are trying to maneuver. Like giving players the relaxing and less stress and anxiety when playing this level is one of the core goals of the field.
That's really awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Atlas, and of course, thank you for joining us today. And thank you all for joining us. As a reminder, we do live streams on Fridays, and if you have questions, send them to us. We'll try and collect them and prepare them for the live stream, or of course join us and we can answer the questions as well. If you had any of your questions answered today, make sure to reach out to community@thatgamecompany.com. We'll be able to kind of sort out the rewards for that. And yeah, I think that's it. Anything, Oreo?
Thank you so much for playing with me and asking the question and watching. It's my first time streaming. If anything that doesn't come out good, please tolerate. And sorry that I didn't get enough interaction with people playing with me. I know. I am seeing that. Let me apologize for that. Really thank you for playing with me, and thank you for playing this level. Thanks.
Yes, thank you. See you in the sky, guys. Say bye, Oreo. Ah!